Then the other thing that we've started dabbling in, and we're having a fair amount of success with it, is drainage planning. And so a lot of times, especially recently, farmers have learned that one of the limiting factors that they've got out here in these fields is the drainage. And so it happens to be about a 75-acre field that we flew. And the main reason we flew this was we were wanting to look at the topography of the field and how a drainage system would lay out in this particular field. So you can see that the dark blue areas are the lowest part of the field, and it also gives us an elevation change. And we see that down there by the tree line that we've got an elevation of about 5 or 6 feet higher than the low swag in the field. So what this allows us to do is, instead of sending a survey crew out there or a device with a mast on it and run the whole field and then try to make our plan and figure out what our budget is for tiling that field, we can fly this really easily with a drone. This was flown, I think, at 220 feet. So we fly it, we create this elevation map, and now we've got an elevation map that we can do the vast majority, if not all, of our planning with this map, because it tells us where the natural flow of water is going to be, where we need to bring our mains back to. And so it's a very, very good time-saving and money-saving tool for trying to evaluate this drainage. We had the opportunity to do this same work where we set some benchmarks. And so you can set benchmarks ahead of time and increase your accuracy, but what we did in this case is we wanted to test the accuracy. So what we did is we set our benchmarks, didn't report those benchmarks, and then flew it. And interestingly enough, we were within 5 inches. So in an ag scenario especially, if you're within 5 inches and you're talking about a tile system, that's plenty good enough for the kind of work that we're doing here in the country, especially for planning. And even in a lot of construction scenarios, plus or minus 5 inches, depending on the amount of area that they're talking about, can be a valuable tool for creating these elevation maps. And now with the new system that you got, where you can actually make shoe cuts and things, and where the base plate changes, that's even more valuable when you're trying to look at how you can cut into the side of a hill and that sort of thing. So it's definitely an interesting addition, and that's part of the neat thing about this, is how that we can not only use it to do some 2D work and do some RGB work, but also then we can come back with the plant health, or even then shoot the elevation and do it all with the same tool, which is really nice, and the same software, because oftentimes the software, especially when you only use it once or twice a year, can be really challenging.